Hey guys, Mike with Off-Road Family Adventures, and today I've got a video for you, and I don't typically bash other competitors at all. There's enough business for us out there at all, and I stand behind my products. I'm going to do so. I'm not bashing anybody out there, and I'm not trying to be negative about anybody's products. I'm going to simply show you the difference between theirs and mine. And the reason I'm doing that today is because there have been a lot of people. One thing that I don't really care for is when I post one of my products and somebody piggybacks on it saying, yours is going to break, it's not going to work, you should use this. Start your own post. I don't piggyback on anybody's things. So when you come on my post and start talking that kind of stuff, I'm going to do what they don't do, and I'm going to show you the actual differences. So let's get to it. Keep in mind, this is all about choices. So what you choose to spend your money on and use for your products, nothing, including mine, are perfect, and nothing is going to be foolproof. SEADOOs, jet skis, Jeeps, all this stuff, they go through a lot of different environments, and just because I may test it for one situation, you may test it for a different, and your stuff may break, okay? But it's trying to minimize the damage. That's all we're simply doing. So let's start with the rear mount. Now this works for, my products are specifically designed for the SEADOO personal watercraft, jet ski, whatever you want to call them, that have this type of system. You normally have a ski pylon thin cover right there, which just simply twists off. And it's also for the front meant for the SEADOOs that have this type of hood. So that's your GTXs, your RXTs, your Fish Pro trophies, not the Scout, and so on. So if you've got these two bolts up here, those front mounts will work. Now let's go over some differences. Okay, let's take the product that is out there that is made from a ski pylon cover. Now these are very thin plastic, very light, and what they are doing is they are modifying this cover here, and they are attaching a holder, which basically it doesn't go deep into the hole. They're putting a couple of bolts in there, and in order to make that secure, they have to run a tether to your seat. They just have to. So when you're talking pricing, and I may be wrong on this, guys, but I think we're upwards of $100 for this type of setup, including the new cap, the pole holder, and the tether. I may be wrong on that. I don't claim to be 100% knowledgeable on other people's products as far as their pricing, but you see my point. This needs a tether, because if you're going at any type of speed and you've got something just held on by this, guys, it's coming off. It's just going to do it. So another option, if you go with aluminum. Now aluminum would be a very strong choice, but even with aluminum, if you're only going superficial right here, it's not going to hold very well, guys. There's a reason why I don't use aluminum, because everything is only as strong as its weakest point. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have my mount break than my jet ski break. So you are anchoring, if you've got this screwed into the cap there, it's not very secure, just plain and simple. If you've got it bolted into the bottom, into the actual ski, then something's gonna rip. Something's gonna rip more than a cheap plastic part. I typically just won't do that. There's nothing wrong with the guys that do, and if you don't hit anything, I'm sure you're fine. So, but anyway, guys, you're talking, if this is $100 or close to it, 90-ish dollars, imagine what the aluminum one's gonna cost. Okay, so let's move on to my rear mount. Comes in a couple of different options. This is the one option that is just a holder. So this will hold a flagpole, it will hold a umbrella, it will hold a selfie stick for like a 360 or GoPro camera, and this will do it all without a tether. And on this ski here, I have been full speed at 67 miles per hour. So if you notice here, this is a hole which will hold up to a 1-inch pole. It goes down deep into the hull. It's watertight because you use your gasket on here. It's watertight, nothing gets in. Doesn't matter if water gets in this hole, it's just gonna sit right there, and you can suck it out with a vacuum like I do when you clean. It's got a thumb screw that you can secure your pole in there. You can have fun. Check this video out of my buddy with the same mount running a flag at over 60 miles an hour. Now my second mount, actually it's the third one. I've got one that doesn't secure anything, you just set an umbrella in there, but I've kind of gotten away from that one and switched over to this. This is probably my most popular one, and this is the same thing as this with the addition of this. So for you guys that are running bilge pumps on your ski, which I highly recommend because carbon seals, shaft seals, they start leaking, you can fill up pretty quick. This has a bilge outlet. So right there, you can see this will shoot water from here, out here, in the back. Now, people have asked, and they've said, SEADOO comes with a bilge outlet. Yes, it does. It pumps it out here. It pumps your water out here. So if you're running, even if you're sitting in the water, guys, you're not going to know you have a problem. It's just going to be pumping out. You know, hopefully it does its job and it's not too terrible. But this way, you can look back there and see if water's coming out of here. It's a pretty good option. It serves as a dual purpose. You can also purchase these if you're not ready for a bilge pump yet. Just buy a 3/4 inch cap, put this on there, and use it as a flagpole holder or a selfie stick holder until you're ready to put your bilge pump in. All right, so the best thing, not only are they extremely strong, I have videos, and I'll put the links at the end of this video, where I had my selfie stick up here and I went under a low bridge. I forgot that I had it up. So I ducked, the pole didn't. The pole seriously flexed back, snapped. This mount, untouched. Works perfect. Would a tether have saved that? Absolutely not. If you didn't have a tether on the other ones, not only would the selfie stick have been gone, but the mount itself would have been gone. Now, pricing. These are less than half of these. And they are extremely, extremely strong. Let's move on to the front. All right, now the front mounts I have in two different versions. So we have your GoPro mount and we have your 360 mount. Now, on any of these mounts, and if you're using one of the competitor mounts that are, aluminum's a good option, guys, but again, aluminum's going to be stronger than plastic or fiberglass. So if you have an issue and this mount rips up, you're going to rip your mounting holes out of your ski. This will break before that happens. And I personally would rather have this break and save my ski than to have an aluminum or a metal mount snap off or something happens and it rips your mounting holes off. Then you're in for some serious repairs rather than just replacing a mount. Also, if you're using a aluminum mount, which this is not, if you're using a competitor's aluminum mount and you've got a plastic GoPro clip here, that aluminum mount is really not doing you any better than a plastic one, because this is your weakest point, guys. It's common sense. An object is only as strong as its weakest point. If you've got plastic sitting on aluminum, why do you have the aluminum at all? It's just plain and simple. It's very simple, guys. So on your GoPro one, it's going to sit in here with the GoPro holder. I don't have any problems with these breaking as of yet because the GoPro sits right here. You know, you don't have any of this back and forth motion. The 360 mount. This is all used stainless hardware. It's all ready to go. You just bolt it on. There's no tether needed, guys, because honestly, What are you trying to do with your camera with the tether? Are you trying to prevent it from going in the water? They are waterproof. Are you trying to prevent it from going in the water and sinking? Well, here's a solution for that. $1.99, guys. Cheaper than any tether you can buy. On your selfie stick. And from the views that I get from this front mount, you never see this because I want to look back or I want to look to the side, I want to look forwards. I'm never looking down. I mean, who wants to see the part of your ski right here? Incredible footage. Check this out. They float. So it floats. So this is probably the cheapest insurance you can get. $1.99 pool noodle. Check this out. So with that being said, and again, no tethers, you can see right here, this is the cap to a selfie stick I was using yesterday. Extremely rough water, selfie stick up, and the cap broke off. So in extremely rough conditions, you know, this mount did not falter, did not break. It's still here. The selfie stick failed. So again, the selfie stick was the weak point of this, and that was a carbon fiber selfie stick. But the problem is the cap was, I don't know, epoxied on, I guess. So far, the strongest stick that I found that holds up to the mount is the Insta360 stick, but it is thin aluminum, so if you're extended up quite a bit, it does flex quite a bit. On the front mount, I don't recommend that. I recommend running it all the way down. On the rear mount, you can run it up, doesn't matter. It's gonna do this, but you're not gonna lose it unless you hit something, then this will break. So again, guys, we're talking, if you add up, if you go on these guys' videos that are telling you that their product is better than mine, and maybe it is, but add it up. By the time you purchase the mount that they're talking about, the tethers, the screws, the holders, everything, you're well over $100 on either one of these mounts, okay? Less than half the price. So is my product better than theirs? Maybe, maybe not. Is my product the best bang for the buck? 100%, absolutely. I can say that with confidence. I have put these things through extensive tests. I even have mounts for Jeeps. Guys, they're strong. I wouldn't sell them if they weren't. I use top-notch materials. I don't have a hobby 3D printer. I use professional grade printers, and a lot of them. So the next time you see somebody bashing a product, you might want to consider looking into that product that they're bashing, because there's a reason they're afraid of it. So they think it's cutting into their competition. I'm not afraid of competition, guys. By mine, by theirs, it doesn't matter. This is simply choices. So, and the only reason I'm making this video, like I said before, is because people are saying things that just aren't true. So these are the facts. That's the facts on mine. It's the facts on theirs. It's your choice. It's your money. Do what makes you happy and what you feel is confident. There goes FedEx. Anyway, guys, that's the truth. That's the facts. Mine, theirs. Do what you're happy with. Mine comes in a lot of colors also. So, guys, check it out. The links will be in the description. If you are overseas or out of the US, you must use my Etsy store, because my website at this point in time does not do international shipping. So Etsy for that, but everybody else, you can go to the website, and it doesn't matter if it's Etsy or my website, they're gonna ship the same time. I typically tend to ship same day or next day at the latest. Guys, look forward to seeing you guys out on the water. I do this for the fun. Have a good one.